at least one race win. He's ridden better, really, on average this year than he did last year. But last year he won an overall. This year he is not.
Yeah, Joe's been I would say the second best guy after Jet over here, and he's coming on. So after hearing Jet after that first moto on when he crossed the finish line and talking about he didn't know, I'd be interested to see how he races, because maybe that was a little bit of him like making sure his brother and that Joe situation are playing out. So maybe he has more speed than what he led on in that first moto, and we're about to find out.
Well, he could help his brother out again, get in between them. We'll see how it turns out. Final moto of the year for the 250s. Revs are up. Gates down. And is that Shimoda leading him into the first turn? Justin Cooper knifing to the inside. He will grab the motorsport.com whole shot, and it's Cameron McAdoo next.
Yeah, Joe was up there. He ran a little wide like Eli did in the 450 class, but it's good to see Joe up front in front of these two guys, and Captain America's up there again.
That's right, running the red, white, and blue graphics. Number 102 today on the Yamaha's Justin Cooper, who will be on Team USA for Motocross of Nations, the World Team Race, the Olympics of Motocross, as we like to call it. And that's the number he'll run for Team USA there. They're letting him race it today. But how about McAdoo and Shimoda going after Cooper now? Yeah, now it'd be interesting to see how Joe plays this. If he tries to get around, the leader pretty quickly like he did Jet, because I think ultimately if he would have gotten around Jet, I think that would have changed the whole landscape of that race. So good to see Joe. He's not hurt after that, and I think if he has a chance, he's going to try to get around him. So Hunter, not a good start. I don't even see him. Jet is fourth as they chase Cooper, is again running his USA team graphics. They'll need at Motocross of Nations in a few weeks. Still got 32 on the jersey, though. Mistake, looks over, sees it, Shimoda challenging. Yeah, it looks like they smoothed that part out, and those guys just got caught up. And if you can see, like, there's a lot of light and dark spots on here, and that's where it's still dry. They threw water on it, but it's California. It's so hot out here that dirt's soaking up. Even the dirt's thirsty today, so it's soaking this water up, and these guys got to be careful not to get too crazy up in these slick parts of the track, like right here. So what does Justin Cooper have under the hood? 1-2 second motos in a row at Washougal, Washington, and Unadilla in New York. And we thought, well, the wins are going to start rolling from here, but he's actually taken a few steps back the last few weeks. But he did get third in Moto 1. If he could win this moto, he might have a shot at the overall win today. Yeah, I think for Justin, he's been Mr. Second Moto for a while right there. So it is really hot, and I think with him, it would be nice to go out here and at least put up somewhat of a battle leading into the U.S., the Motocross of the Nation. And for him, it is the right there. So he is racing for something. So we'll see how angry Joe is and see how quickly he wants to try to move past. But I would say out of the Lawrence boys, we got the two fastest guys out here leading this race 1 and 2. Hunter Lawrence was 13th. He's now up to 11th. So he is not doing himself any favors with these starts over the last couple of races. And Shimoda's putting the hammer down and putting the pressure on Cooper. Oh, Joe almost watched the front end right there. You can tell he's trying to get around, because certain parts of this track, like right here, it starts getting it starts bottlenecking right there. So nice little inside line by Joe, but Cooper's going to cut him back off. And now Joe has to make a decision. Does he stay close to him and then jump to the inside where he tried making that pass with Jet? Or he's going to try. No, not quite close enough. Yeah, a little nice right there. He should have closed him off and he would have been in front of him, but maybe he'll end up on the outside right here and see if he can go around the outside. Justin. He's going to try it, James. Big power move around the outside for Shimoda. Cooper a mistake on the takeoff, and that's all Shimoda needs. He might have it. Closes down the inside. There you go. Now, Joe, it's be critical to get over it. There you go. Now, Joe closes him off. Justin's on the side of the track, but that was all set up right there on that pass he tried doing before the mechanics area. I mean, before that tabletop, and he led up to this one. So good call. Was there a little mistake from Cooper there? What, going off the track? No, when he was on the inside as they hit the takeoff to that tabletop, when Joe was around the outside? No. Or Joe just had that much more speed? No, Joe had that much speed. You could see that in the first moto they were doing the same thing, but it wasn't necessarily that he was going fast into that corner. It was that once he came out, he had the speed, and then it put him on the inside right before that roller section. So it was all set up, and Joe did that the first lap, so he knew that was a good spot to get him. All right, and now trying to roll away, Joe Shimoda, well, as they say, the best revenge is living well. And that would be a Moto win in Moto 2. That would be a heck of a bounce back after being knocked down in the first Moto. McAdoo, a good run in third, on a track that has haunted him in the past. He has crashed out of this race the last 2 times we raced here, but today he has been solid. And we finally find Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's in 9th.
Look at that gap, how much time. It's only been one lap in this moto, but that shows you a start. I mean, he's almost 15 seconds back behind these guys. And the likelihood of him catching Joe is probably not that well, but like you said, maybe you're living a little right. The moto guys, they even that out for you.
Yeah, we will see how far forward Hunter can go. For him to flat out catch Shimoda is going to be darn tough at this point. He's dealing with Hampshire right in front of him on the Rockstar Husqvarna, the white 24. Now, there's Hamaker ahead of that.
Now, the hardest part for Hunter is that when you get caught up behind these guys, it is second moto. It is 100 degrees outside. Some of these guys might be laboring a little bit. So when you catch them, you need to actually get around them pretty quick because they might not be going the pace of Joe Shimoda, and you're just losing so much time. So even if Hunter is a second, 2 seconds faster, he's not going to make that much time up if he loses too much.
Thor Battle Box shows you Jet Lawrence. He has caught McAdoo. That is for third, with Cooper and Shimoda up ahead. In the other box, we're seeing Hunter Lawrence try to make moves, hoping that what James Stewart said comes true, which in the heat, some of these guys wilt and make the passes a little bit easier.
Yeah, all these guys are in shape, so if they're getting tired, that means you're getting tired. But I think those two, he knows what he's trying to get after moving forward. So it's important for Hunter, just never give up. Just keep fighting. You never know what's going to happen. And Jet looks like he's riding just like he did first moto, except for he's in 4. But it doesn't like as much has changed. So maybe that's what he felt. That's what he had that first moto.
And in between these two battles, shout out to Ryder DeFrancisco, the young rider, a rookie. He's running in the top 5. And it's Mumford. And then you get into this Hamaker and Hunter Lawrence battle. And
big mistake by Jet.
Yep, big mistake by Jet. Meanwhile, Hunter makes the move. So Hunter has gotten around Hamaker on the 47. So he's moving forward quickly.
Yeah, Hunter's moving forward quickly, making some passes, but he's also losing a lot of time quickly as well.
And that start did him in big time as Shimoda's starting to dip out. 2.7 seconds between he and Cooper. Jet going back after McAdoo for third. That's in the lower right what you're watching. Jet around the outside of the red Honda.
Yeah, Jet's going to go on the outside. He knows he can't pass him, so squares him up. He might be on the inside. What he does, maybe he can get on the inside and charge this next corner and get McAdoo right here.
Oh, McAdoo. Hey, McAdoo will never cheat you for effort. It looked like the pass was coming. He has pinned it on the number 48 and held him off.
Yeah, Jet realized, well, it is Cameron out here, and I did knock his teammate down, so maybe a little payback. Who knows what's on there, but yeah, now Jet's stuck behind him, and let's see if he can get around him pretty quick.
Pretty impressed what we've seen from McAdoo. Jumped into the series with 4 races to go after missing the first 8 rounds after a big crash right here at round 1. He's been pretty darn solid. Not easy to jump back into a series midway through. Jet's going to try the inside again. McAdoo holds him.
Yeah, when I watch McAdoo, he reminds me of RJ. They don't cheat you for effort over there, so you got to give the kid credit. But Jet's up the inside right here, and McAdoo's, there he goes. He squares the ball. Nice line by Jet. There you go. He's got third, and with 1-3 moto scores right now, he would be looking at the overall win again. He's done it in so many different ways this year. As Jason Thomas said, our pit reporter earlier in the year, he's like an evil math genius. Puts together these overalls. Sometimes he wins motos, sometimes he doesn't. But at the end of the day, he's still the race winner, and he's in position to do it again. That was an interesting look back from Jet. I mean, Joe's in front of him, so he's looking back. So he's paying attention to where his brother is right now. So that is interesting. I saw him do that a couple times that first moto as well. So, yeah, let's see what happens. But Joe is going on. He's got to worry about his own self. If I'm Joe, I'm doing what I need to do. Hunter needs to beat me. And if I'm Jet, I know you want to help your brother, but, I mean, at this point, what can you do? Shimoda 4th in Moto 1, so he would have a 4-1. So he would get edged out by Lawrence. Is 1-3. There you see the event points. That's the overall rankings as they run. And Cooper would be edged as well. Cooper would need to beat Shimoda, and then he would win the overall. But that's a tall task because Shimoda is on fire right now. Yeah, Joe's been riding good all day, as he has all year, and he's gotten stronger and stronger. So you got to believe there's a little fire inside of him after that first moto. So, like you said, revenge is best served. Just going out and smoking them boys in the second moto is my way to say it. He's doing it right now. And Shimoda really good at this track. A lot of riders have a base somewhere in the East Coast. They all spend a lot of time in California regardless. But Joe's California all the time, so he's familiar with this circuit. We check back in with Hunter. It is a freight train. DeFrancisco, Mumford, Hampshire, Hunter Lawrence, then Hamaker behind him. And those are the riders you're watching right now. Mumford also a California native, riding well
The yellow Bar X Chaparral Suzuki in 6th. Good job, Mumphy.
Yeah, we haven't seen him that much this year, so it's nice to see him riding well. And it might be sinking in for Hunter right now because he's 25 seconds behind Joe. He's still stuck behind RJ, so he made his way up, and RJ is riding well, but he's not going any farther than that. So, yeah, you got to give RJ credit and this Humphrey kid, and I think it's starting to set in a little bit for Hunter right now.
Yeah, even if he gets through this freight train battle, he'd still have a long way to go to get to Shimoda. Hampshire on that white Husqvarna trying to get Mumford. And he's got a drive here. He's on the right side. See if Mumford can hold him off. Big scrub. Gets the bike back down to the ground. Let's see if that's enough to complete the pass for Hampshire.
He's got the inside. He needs to get out this rut and cut him off, and there you go. That was a good pass by RJ.
15 minutes to go in this moto. You know the drill. You can save 15% or more on your insurance with a 15-minute call to Geico. You can also watch RJ Hampshire make a bunch of passes at once. He's trying to get Ryder D right now.
Ryder D had a good block right there. He sensed RJ was going to cut down, and here you go. He's probably going to ride around the outside. There you go.
Wow. Hampshire making moves. 2 passes in about a quarter of a lap. Hunter Lawrence gets around Mumford as well, and he'll want to follow Hampshire through DeFrancisco.
Yeah, you can't stop that Dade City boy. When he gets on there, like he did in Buzz Creek, paddle tire, no paddle tire, he's going to be paddling. He's on his way up. So good passes by RJ. Let's see if he can keep going up. And it is 14 seconds to McAdoo, so he has a little time to go. So hopefully he can keep moving, charging forward. But, yeah, Hunter looks like he's going to try to do the same thing. Ryder D here in a minute, which the pass might be setting up right here.
Oh, he's going to set himself up inside for this right-hander. No, DeFrancisco, the young Californian, able to hold him at bay. No, Hunter just said, I'll go outside then, and I'll pass you either way.
Yeah, sometimes, Ryder, I think that's where he's going to learn being a rookie. You block this inside so much that the guy decides to, well, I'll just go around the outside of you. So thanks, Stefan Everts. I know about the outside passes and stuff. So, you know, Ryder D, I feel you, baby.
You did that to yourself? Call yourself out of that. I like it.
Well, I keep it authentic. I'm going to tell it like I tell it. So,
so Hunter gets around DeFrancisco. Has one of his best motos going. I don't know if we'll see Ryder DeFrancisco in Supercross next year, but probably going to race full-time in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. So it's a good way to learn these tracks and this competition. Not bad for the young rider. We go back to Hunter, see if he can get back to Hampshire, who got through that traffic.
Yeah, I think RJ is a good person to try to latch on at this point. Again, they got 14 seconds up to McAdoo, so I think if I'm Hunter and if RJ's closing that gap, I'm going to try to work with him to move my way up because as unlikely as it seems, I need a lot of people. I need him to go up and also try to mess up with Joe too. So it's going to be tough for him, and you got to remember, it is over 100 degrees out here. This is second moto, and these boys are tired, so the energy level might be a little difficult to make up that time anyway.
Here's your battle. Jet Lawrence has put it down, thrown some hard lap times in, and he has caught Justin Cooper for second. Nothing really on the line here, but racers are racers, so they're going to battle.
Yeah, of course, Jet's going to try to square him up and get around. He wants to beat Cooper, and I think there's a little animosity between those two on there. No, nothing bad, but, you know, Jet, there's certain people you just want to beat. And I think for Jet, Justin's one of them. And they're going to ride clean. I don't see anything dirty going out of this, but I don't think Jet's going to just sit back and he has the championship wrapped up and let Justin just beat him for it.
Yep, still digging, and he's on the inside. Let's see if he can make this pass. Cooper is adjusted. He's on the outside where Shimoda got him earlier.
All right, let's
on
see.
The inside.
Here's the pass right here. Now Jet should get on there just like he did earlier. There's the pass for you.
Big move by Jet Lawrence. That'll move him into second. He'll win the overall for sure now. And what a season for Jet. And there was a lot of hype. Early in the year, I was saying there was so much hype. There was almost starting to get to be that backlash with all the attention of the Lawrences. But what can you say? He's looking at 3 straight 250 titles between motocross and supercross right now. Can't earn it more than what Jet Lawrence has done. Take a commercial break. We'll be right back from Fox Raceway.
The grassroots of racing motorcycles. The tracks get rough, the temperatures go up, the bikes get beat up, the crew gets beat up and tired and burned out. Each of those riders are on a machine that could go right or go wrong.
Introducing the 2023 Beta RR off-road model lineup. Beta has the broadest model selection available, each with its own characteristics, as well as our trademark Italian design and rideability. Choose from a 125, 200, 250, or 300 two-stroke models, or a 350, 390, 430, or 480 four-stroke model. Learn more at betausa.com to locate a dealer near you. Go ahead, you deserve it.
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. Motosport.com. Make your next ride your best ride. And by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
We are back. Lucas Oil Pro Motocross and Fox Raceway. You're watching Jet Lawrence and Justin Cooper having a battle for the number 2 spot. Joe Shimoda is long gone up front. Got a gap of almost 12 seconds now. I thought it was a big deal to have James Stewart, fastest man on the planet, hanging with us in the booth. But we might have one up to. Yeah. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this materialized. But we got Dennis Rodman, the Worm, the NBA champion. I'm not joking. You're in the booth.
We got Dennis Rodman in here. It just happened. Wow.
It just happened, huh? It's amazing. I came up here from Houston, Texas. It's hot as hell there. And it's really hot here, man. I can't believe I'm over here in the desert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just checking out Jet Lawrence right here, man. I came to see him, see how he's doing, man. But anyway, yeah, you know, everyone asked me, did I know Stewart over here? I said, really? You mean that fast black guy back in the day? Yeah, Mr. Jet Boy over here, you know, was killing it. He was killing the game back then.
That's right.
So, yeah.
All right, so James, you bring in the best, buddy.
Yeah, man, I'm honored. I appreciate that. I'm kind of a little starstruck right now with Dennis Rodman on here. It's pretty cool. We're sitting here calling the races. It's been great, and then boom, we got the man legend right here. Wow,
that's cool, man. I think it's, you know, oh man, it's just. Oh boy, it is really, really hot. I could barely breathe around here.
yeah.
I'm surprised. Look at these kids here, man. I'm pretty sure they're just hot as hell, right?
Yeah, it's still hot.
Wow, man.
You mentioned Jet Lawrence, so you know Jet Lawrence, yeah.
Well, he's a young kid right now. I think he's going to be up and coming superstar in this sport here. So you know, I think James can relate to that. James was doing a really, really great job and really had a really phenomenal career, man. You shouldn't be ashamed about anything, brother. You brought the sport where it should be today because, you know, Jeremy McGrath, you know, he was doing his thing, and all of a sudden you popped in the game. And then next thing you know, I guess this kid right now, he's trying to make a name for himself.
Man, so, wow. I mean, just like Jet did a couple weeks, a little gunshot, like, that's pretty cool. And it sounds like you've been a fan for a while, and it's we all like moto. I mean, at some point, whether you ride bicycles or street bikes right now, it's just fun. And I appreciate all the kind words. My dad it's got me started in the racing, and you know, I just decided I wanted to follow him, and it got to this career. So to be able to get in the Hall of Fame, that's great. But to hear what you just said I can't tell you how much that means. Thank you.
It is, man. I mean, a lot of people probably, you know, a lot of young kids today really love this sport here, and you actually see a lot of youth between the age of 12, 13 years old really get into this sport right here, because once they become 15, 16 years old, they're actually professionals, you know, at that young age. And you guys paved the way, all you guys, man. And they should be like, you know, just praising you guys and have like statues at these events.
Oh, now you're saying this.
Yeah, Davey, okay. Need a statue up in here.
Okay, get the JS7 statue going.
I don't need this Legends bio. I need a statue up in there.
Let's get you you on the front gate.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. And I always felt like, you know, with this, when you start paying attention to how many different people ride motorcycles or whatever kind of bikes, it just shows young kids that there's different ways to do different things. Like, you don't have to do the standard stuff. And as much as I used to grow up and watch you, man, it's cool to know that you watch me. And with these guys, they don't even know who's on the booth right now calling them racing. And, you know, I'm sure once they're finish racing, right, Jet probably is going to be like, bum, he should have thought about this in the future. He wanted to be in the lead. That Dennis Rodman is going to be calling a race, but it's just awesome. Thank you.
So thank you guys for having me here. I guess I'm going to go back in the heat and try to get a little darker.
We both need to get a little tan out here. Suntan.
A little darker.
Neck burn. Neck burn.
Yeah. Thank you guys, motocross country around the world, guys. Thank you, James. Thank all you guys that's representing this sport. I think these guys, the people around the world, need people like you to keep the motivation going for these kids today, because you know, a lot of kids get a little frustrated because some things don't go their way, and some days are not their day. But you know what? Like you always say, you know, keep your head up. Keep your head up. You know, you have your good days, you have your bad days. So you know what? Just keep going and just enjoy what you're doing for your life, man. Enjoy your craft. You know, because all these people right here burn the heat. I mean, literally, it's like 110 degrees here. And you got these people out here standing in the heat watching these kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's cool, man.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't have said it better than what you just said. And like, you never give up. And that's the part. When you get older in life, you realize exactly what he's saying. You appreciate all those moments. And, you know, that's the truth right there spoken.
Cool, brother.
Awesome. Dennis Rodman, sorry it wasn't cooler in here.
It's all good, man.
We do what we could for you.
Our AC's,
awesome. Got a closet fan
hot.
here.
Yeah.
Who knew? Dennis Rodman, knowing the names.
Yeah.
We got new names. We got a battle between some of the rookies. We just saw Chance Hymas and Haiden Deegan battling the 832 and the 438. Those are rookies. Second race ever for Deegan. First race ever for Hymas. And you also see Justin Cooper not giving up on Jet Lawrence. So that is a heck of a battle right there. Credit to Cooper for not yielding once Jet Lawrence got to him. Got the ETS Racing Fuels drum cam here. Then this battle is Voland and Hamaker. As Dennis Rodman said, these guys are not giving up, considering this level of heat. And there's really nothing to gain as far as points, bonuses, anything for these guys. And here are Voland and Hamaker throwing down for 7th and 8th. Muscan is at 9th. There is Deegan trying to go for the top 10. He's 13th on the 438. And then Hymas, you see on the Honda right there, is just in front of him. So some of the young guys starting to show out here. Haven't seen much of them today. First moto was tough on them. Little Hymas-Deegan battle here. This is what the people also wanted to see.
Yeah, it's good to see Deegan back up here fighting these guys. And every little pass for him, it's not little pass, but every pass for him, it's just more of a confidence builder. And the kid, he's looking better than he did a few weeks ago. So that's great. And I think during the off season, whenever he decides to turn professional, this is going to help him. So he has some ways to go, but he's already grown from what it was from a couple weeks ago. To see him back out here is pretty good.
And Deegan right behind Hymas. Again, it's his pro debut for Hymas, the Honda HRC rider. Oh, he went wide. Lesson learned there, and Deegan goes by. Oh, Deegan almost over the bars. These kids are going for it.
He was almost over the bars and almost back off the bike, and there you go. This is a straight-up lens battle right here. They're going to get in there, and you could tell, look at the intensity. The intensity level on there. You don't think I know they hot. They know they dehydrated, possibly lightheaded, but they don't want to get beat by each other, so that was good to see that.
Who knows, man? This could be 2-3 years down the line, a battle for a moto win between these two. Today, it is a battle for 11th place, and I think Deegan's got it now. Hymas tried to get him back. Deegan pushing really hard. He just over-jumped that table. He certainly got the hanging it out part down.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 minutes left. I mean, in this weather and all day, it's like 2-lap board. You can always find some kind of energy on there, and it's good to see these kids on there. And it just shows you in a couple years, this will be your battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at Deegan. That's hanging it out. I love it.
And look at Justin Cooper. He just won't let Jet Lawrence go. Lawrence looking to win the overall. Shimoda looking to win the moto. Cooper wants to take it away.
Yeah, this is what all I want from Captain America is this. When I said Justin's going to have some pride, now he's representing that 102 for the Motocross the Nation, and it ain't over. It ain't over. And like I said earlier, I think Jet, once he got into second and realized that Joe was that far, it is hard to race forward, and especially if like the second moto is tired, he don't really have anything to go. He's going to win this overall, even if he does get passed by Justin. So I think Jet got caught up into like not being able to chase that rabbit in front of him, and Cooper just wants to beat him.
Yeah, credit to Cooper. I mean, it's been about 10 minutes since Lawrence got by, and he has been threatening him ever since. As you watch Deegan roll through, we'll go back to this battle. As Shimoda's 22 seconds up. So this fight for second is one of the best on the track right now. A year ago, this was a championship battle between Jet Lawrence and Justin Cooper. Cooper's had a rough season, had a huge foot injury, didn't ride for 5 months. It was honestly impressive that he even got back to race round 1 here, but he's not quite been the same as he was a year ago coming back from that injury.
Yeah, he's definitely showing some heart right now, even just fighting with Jet. And that's what I said. I think it's that pride. Jet just took a look up to see where Joe, I know what he saw was nobody, because Joe is 24 seconds in front of him. And I think the next keys to the moto for Jet would be don't knock Shimoda over there, because if he shows up like this, you don't upset Far East Coast.
No, he's going to go from friends to foes real quick. The Lawrence brothers and Shimoda. Shimoda, great rebound to win this moto. Jet, this is 2 straight titles. I had said earlier in this race, coming into this series, I was starting to hear the backlash from fans about how much hype and attention Jet Lawrence is getting, but you can't do much more than what he's done. He won this title 2 years in a row, in between a Monster Energy Supercross championship. He has won essentially everything he's supposed to win when you look at his career development, and that's why he's generating all that hype.
Yeah, I mean, everything's deserving, and no matter what, you can hype somebody up, but at the end of the day, it's the winning that makes people pay attention to him, to hype him up. So, yeah, being at the top, there's always animosity, people thinking this and that. It's better to be that way and people trying to knock you down than people not even paying attention at all.
Okay.
So, any publicity is good publicity, but Jet, you know, he's deserved everything he's gotten. And again, he's in a fight right now with Justin Cooper, but yeah, you can't take nothing from this kid. He went out there from Paula 1 and owned this thing, and he's owned it this whole time. So he's 2022 250 motocross champ for a reason, and he already had #1 plate. So what can you say?
2 laps away from icing this series, but still not done. Justin Cooper will not give up on it. Rest of the top 10 is McAdoo holding tough in 4th. Hampshire has now caught him in 5th. Hunter Lawrence, I think that's the end of his charge. He's 6th. He knows he's not going to get to Shimoda, which is who he needs to make up points on. Folan, Hamaker, Thrasher, Muscan top 10. Deegan and Hymas.
Yeah, good route from Deegan. Let's see if he can try to close up. I think he was, I don't know how far he's behind Musk when Marvin over there, but you know, overall, it's cool watching Joe, how much he's improved this year. If people take notice, like he used to ride with his arms down, and now when you watch him, even though that was a little sketchy right there, he's a little bit more freer. And I've just happened to think that's transitioning to speed with him, and the confidence that he's going to get from this last dominating victory in this whole motocross series. I expect big things from Joe next year for sure.
Well, he's in the title talk. There's no doubt about it. Both indoors and out. Supercross a bit of a struggle this year, but switched over, started working with Nick Way, former racer who's won a race in this series before. And I don't know how much of the credit goes to Nick or if it was just the maturity of Joe, but he has gone next level this summer.
Yeah, it's hard to say Nick or Joe. It's a team effort, because without Nick, and whatever confidence Nick gave Joe, they both feed off each other. So again, as you heard Eli and Chase say, and all these guys, they say we a lot, and that we's because everybody matters. Every guy, from the bad guy to Nick Wade to the bus drivers to Mitch Payton, everybody has a part into what we're watching right now. And I think it's nice to be able to come out and have these days. So everybody's equally important at what they do to help this guy go out and do what he's doing right now, and the program's working. So I think the difference between what Supercross last year or this year compared to what he's going into next year is that now he showed it. Like, he's came out here and he's had races where he's beat everybody straight up. He's going to win this race for almost 30 seconds. So instead of like possibly being a Supercross, he knows that when he's on, he's probably one of the best guys out there, if not the best.
And they won't be dealing with Jet Lawrence in this series next year. He will move up to the 450 class outdoors in 2023. But Jet is expected to race 250 in Supercross next year, but nothing officially official there. But outdoors for sure, he's already said he'll be on a 450. So you already start thinking about next year's championship fight. Certainly Shimoda and Hunter Lawrence, maybe a rematch. A lot of these young kids moving up. Justin Cooper, I believe, will be back in the 250 class next year.
Yeah, you got it. For the future for our sport, we got a lot of kids. You got, I mean, whether Ryder D goes professional, Jaimes, and Nicky Haiden Ward, Horizon Award, a lot of these guys. Joe's still a young guy. Justin's a younger guy. So the talent is there. Deegan coming up. So it's going to be there, and it's only going to transition. These guys are going to love to get to love each other and hate each other, and that's going to transition to this next moto we're about to watch. But I'm just pumped watching Joe doing what he's doing right now, because if you go back from Paula 1 to now, this kid has improved. This kid has gotten better, and I think that just bodes well for not only next year, but moving up to the 450 class.
Now, he and the Lawrence brothers, they're friends because they came through the old Geico Honda system, which was Honda's 250 and amateur outfit. But when that team shut down, he was left out of a ride. He actually had to try out for this Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team to get a last spot on the squad, and now he has matured into the squad's best rider. Quite a pickup and quite a find for Mitch Payton, and he's young. He's only 20 years old.
And being, of course, if you're to try out on Mitch Payton's team, you're going to have be at the test track more than the other guy. You become the test guy for a while, and Mitch loves this. And I know how much effort Mitch puts in every single one of his guys, whether you do try out or Austin Faulkner, whoever it is on the team. Mitch puts so much effort in these guys, so it's just rewarding. As rewarding for Mitch as it is for Joe right here. And I'm just pumped to see this team getting back to where they were back in the day. And it just bodes well from Hondas to the Yamahas. They all there. So it's good to see Mitch doing his thing.
Yeah, there was a time where this was by far the dominant team in this sport. Quite a bit of dominance in the 125 two-stroke days. When the 250 four-stroke first came in, they had a huge advantage over everyone else for about 5-6 years. Continuing almost podium sweeps with this team. Everybody else has figured out the combo, and they have been in rebuild mode, and what a gem they have found with Joe Shimoda. Not going to get the overall today, but he's going to win yet another moto, and this will be the 5th moto win of the season for him.
Seems like you say that a lot. A lot of these guys, it's going to get the moto win, but Jet's still going to win overall. Yeah, it's good. I think this is a big moto for Joe, and especially how that first moto ended. Hey, son, look, I know you look back, but there ain't nobody there. You're that far. This is real far East Coast right here, Joe.
On the West Coast. That's closest to home. The rider out of Japan here in California. And, yeah, we were afraid he was hurt. We were wondering if he'd even line up in this moto after the knockdown from Hunter Lawrence. He more than just lined up. He showed up, showed out, and he's got this moto win tucked away. Great job by Joe Shimoda. Going to lose out of the overall. He's going to go 4-1. But Joe Shimoda wins the last moto in the 250 class of 2022.
And with a neck burn, I know that. They all burnt today. Congrats, Joe. You did it today. But this is the man. All year long, Jet Lawrence is going to win another overall like how he's been doing it. Justin Cooper's still there. So Captain America, thank you for making me look good. Now it's on you. But this is the man right here. Jet Lawrence, congratulations, kid. You killed it this year.
And Jet Lawrence, for the 2nd straight year, is the 250 National Motocross Champion.
And he wore all black. That's just to tell you that he's showing up on there. Notice that.
Not afraid of the heat. That is 9 wins in 12 rounds this season. One of the best ever. Some guy named James Stewart is the only guy who has won more than everybody else. He's tied for 3rd.
Yeah, I'm second. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Your top 2 ever.
Hey,
congrats.
Big neck burn for both these guys on there. But yeah, I appreciate it. I still got some records on there. I got to go back to this class, and I see it. It just makes me look like a fossil. But I know it's great, Jet. But Dennis Rodman was just in here, so I'm winning today.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman said you deserve a statue. So Jet's won a lot, but you're a winner today as well. We'll talk to him about that win when we return here. Jet Lawrence on top again.